It is so pretty out here today. So we will be in the woods. Yay! All right, let's head out there. I just wanted to give you a little tour before we started live. When we moved in, on the inside, it was kind of cleared out, but this opening right here wasn't there. So I created this opening so that we could get in and just enjoy the woods. We had a little bit of black mulch left over from mulching our house, so we just dumped it out here. And here's where I'll have my chair set up. If it gets too, and when you come back here, this used to be a place where people would hunt. I guess these woods back here, I want to be careful. There's animal doo-doo on the ground, so. And also snakes, which I found earlier this year. But this seems like it was an area where people might have had a campfire, and then there were just trees cut down around it, and they were painted. I don't know if you could see, but this one was painted blue. So I guess this must have been a landmark. And then the kids loved this when we first moved in, but now you can see it's all weedy. They haven't used it. There must have been a tree stand up this tree. I'll back up so you can see better. Because if you look, somebody took rungs of tree branches and just stapled them on. There's no tree perch anymore up there, but you can see how people would climb up, and the boys used to climb up on it, see how far they could get up in the tree. But it is really nice. It's really peaceful back here. So I'm excited to crochet with you here in the woods. I'll make my way over to the seat. How's everybody doing? Is anybody on? It says there's 6 people on. It's pretty quiet in the chat, so I wasn't sure. Hopefully I have the chat on. Do I have it on? If I don't know what I'm doing what to do to fix it. Let me see what that is. Oh, okay. I see Jessie and Jess and Jessie. Hi guys. Jess, how are you? I miss you so much. Ooh. I was trying to get in my chair, and I'm glad that I didn't have it turned around because my chair collapsed. So I was trying to sit in it. Oh my God. All right, here, let me put this on the stand. I'm a mess. Let me turn this around. Let me see if I can fix this. Oh, I know what happened. I forgot to put the lock on. Oh my God. I thought I was prepared, had my chair out here and everything. Nope, not prepared. All right, first lock on. I forgot on this hammock chair, you have to put the lock on the chair. So you don't just go, so you don't just fall out of it. I'm sorry that this is not like the best view. Huh. So much for being prepared. All right, chairs locked in place. Crisis averted, and you guys did not see my fall. What all did you guys bring to work with today? What are you guys crocheting? What are you working on? Donna, hi! You missed me falling out of my chair. I forgot to put the locks on the hammock. Let me see. I was hoping we could get more of a view of the woods here. Maybe I could slide it back a little. Ah, I still don't feel like I have it right. Jessie is working on the knit shawl. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see it. How is it going with the knitting? And then Donna said, with my injured hand, just a dishcloth, as long as you're okay. Oh, last week I was telling everybody that I tried to film from my hammock, which is, let's see if we could see it. The hammock is like right here. And then I fell off the hammock as I was trying to record. I never put that out for public, so no one saw it. But I don't have very good luck with sitting in the woods. I'm sorry that your hand is still injured. I hope that heals up for you soon. I know you've been going through it for a while, Donna. But I mean, I guess a dishcloth is better than not working on anything. It's going much better and I'm loving it. Good. Oh, Jess, you're sweet. I was trying to figure out, I wanted to do a hippie headband and I'm going to do a tutorial for it. So I just made this today, but I think I want to make it even wider. I was expecting this to be wider, but then as I worked on it, it kind of got a little smaller. So this is the prototype, but it's not going to be the real thing. It's going to be actually a little bit bigger than this, but it's, oh, I'm glad it's getting better. I know that must be irritating. I'm working on my Things We're Making Thursday shirt with the fantasy yarn that from Bamboomin. And boy, this yarn is really vibrant. I'm really excited about it. So it's coming along. So, oh, Marina's here. Hi, Marina. I'm glad that you did stop by. I love it when you're here. I know it's a different time for you. You know, here it's evening and it's starting to get dark. So I'll have to, especially in the woods here, it's getting dark. So I'm gonna have to be careful of how dark it gets. What would be funny is if we saw, like, there's 1,000 billion rabbits around here. If like a rabbit started hopping around or a deer came up. I doubt if the deer would come because they would probably smell me and they wouldn't want to come anywhere where I was. But you could look for little critters, squirrels and stuff like that. Oh, thank you, Jessie. Jessie said that my top was coming along. I'm really happy with it. I'm excited for it to be a wearable, you know, to be done. So I can thank Crystal from Hook That Yarn. She's really enhanced my wardrobe. She has that great pattern and it's just that the shirt fits so perfect every time. Thank you guys. I do like this yarn too. Recently, Bamboomin asked me if I would become an affiliate of theirs, and after checking it out, I wanted to make sure it was an American company too, because I've been approached by some Chinese companies and it just seemed a little iffy, so I stayed away from those. But this is an American company, Minnesota, and they have a lot of really nice, actually they do have some nice yarns and they have decent prices on their yarns. And so this is actually 100% wool. It was I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was really inexpensive. It was like, I didn't have a problem ordering it. So if you ever were interested in checking them out, they have cotton, bamboo yarn, they have wool, they have acrylic, they have acrylic blends, they have silk, you know, they have all kinds of yarns, and the colors are just, I know I sound like a commercial now, I didn't mean to, but I am excited about it. That's why I'm not just saying that, but they do have some nice yarn for a reasonable price. So if you ever were interested, check out the affiliate link. I have it in the description of most of my videos. I don't think I have it in the description of the live, but I could put it there later. So, all right, we got someone knitting. We've got a dishcloth being worked on, a washcloth. What else are you guys doing? You crocheting in the woods with me? Do you hear the birds? I love this time of year. There's lots of birds. guys must be working hard. It's pretty quiet. I know Marina's not, but are most of you guys East Coast time? I know Marina, I think, is 3 hours earlier than what I am. I'm at 7:41, 6:54, so 4:41. Ah, that's cool. Oh, Donna's Pacific, okay. So you're probably 3 hours earlier than me too. I love hearing the birds too, Jesse. Okay, Seattle. I think you might have said that last time we were on. I had forgotten, I'm sorry. Yeah, so you guys are probably getting close to dinner time. That's cool, Marina. I don't know if this is going to be a chatty live or not. I wasn't sure if Crocheting in the Woods would just be like us sitting and crocheting together or crocheting and chatting. I'm up for whatever. Because, you know, there is a lot of nature sounds too if we want. And then motorcycles, but usually there's not too much of that around here. This is that is a motorcycle. I just saw it go by. This is typically a pretty quiet place. Yes, my dinner gets out of the oven real soon. Ooh, what did you make? Can I ask? We had some leftover dinner tonight. We had chicken and mango, which was left over from earlier this week. It's a favorite in our house. Chicken! Nice. We had chicken too. I don't know what the temperature is, but boy, is it cool. It's nice. It's like probably in the low 70s or high 60s out here. There's a nice little coolness out here. Feels good. Hey, Carly. Glad to see you. Glad to have you here. Oh, there's Linda. Hi. I'm trying a new Tunisian pattern. I have the windows wide open. Does that count? It counts. Yes. Getting the fresh air and the fresh sounds from outside. I think all that counts. It's nice whenever you can get a chance to be outside, I think. That's cool. Linda is so good at Tunisian crochet. I haven't had a chance to pick that up. I've just been working on some patterns and stuff, so I haven't had a chance to go back and work on that more, but now I feel a little bit more confident about it since doing it for Things We're Making Thursday. Yeah, I love it when you can open up the windows in the house. I really do love that. I'd rather have the fresh air coming through than the air conditioning or heat. The winter can feel so long sometimes, I think. Donna says it's nice to watch and hearing the birds is beautiful. Thank you. I think so too. I think so too. We've had some beautiful blue jays and cardinals. There's tons of robins. Donna said, I've not even tried Tunisian, but I want to. There's some good tutorials out there. I used TL Yarn Crafts tutorials. I thought she was pretty easy to follow, but I know that there's a lot of good tutorials out there. So you probably can't go wrong, whoever you pick. If you can crochet, I think you could pick it up. If you're making something small, You don't need a real long crochet hook. You could, this probably wouldn't be good because of the shape of it, but if you had a crochet hook that was just a little bit on the longer side, you could just use that to practice the stitches. And then if you know, feel good about it, you could go and buy a long hook, or, you know, ones that have the cord, kind of like in knitting when they have the, when you knit in the round where there's the cord. But I'm not an expert. I'm not going to do tutorials on those, at least not right now. Well, cheap, but it will work. I can crochet and knit, got a good hook. Well, cheap, but it will work. That's cool. Yeah. I think when you're first trying it out, there's nothing wrong with just getting one that's not that expensive. That if you don't like it, it doesn't, you didn't lose too much. But then if you find out like, oh, I love this, I'm going to do it all the time, then you can go get others, go get nicer ones. Oh man, this would have been a really nice night if you guys were all close by. Just come over, put some logs in the fire pit, and sit and crochet around a fire. That would have been so sweet. Yep, if I love it, I will get better hooks. That's the idea. Yep. Yep. Toast some marshmallows, crochet. That would have been fun. Yes, it would have been. I wish I could invite my crochet friends over. All you guys could come over. Fire pit, roast marshmallows, crochet with our projects, and just chat. Enjoy nature. We considered, if you were on in the very beginning when I came on, I showed back in the woods where this used to be an area that people would hunt. And back there was like an area that was cleared out for, they must have done like campfires there and stuff while they were hunting. But we considered making that into like a campfire area, but it would have taken a little bit too much. We ended up just getting a fire pit on our back patio, but it would have taken too much to make sure the area was treated correctly to be able to do that. So I know, Jess, we're not that far away. I wish we could get together. It's just, I know you have 3 kids, I've got 2 kids. They're all doing all kinds of millions of activities. So one of these days when our kids grow up, we'll have to make an effort to get together and meet with each other. Ah, Donna was going to say roast marshmallows. That would be so fun. We always keep extra marshmallows here for that. We have some stuff that we don't go and grab sticks. We're not, I don't know. It's probably better to go out in the woods and just grab some sticks to roast the marshmallows with. We got little like pitchfork things to roast the marshmallows on. Jess says you're coming over. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm holding you to that. Come over and meet us. I think our kids would get along too. I don't have a kid as little as Kitty, but I think that your daughter and son would get along with my boys. They're about the same age. We had to cut down some of the trees because they were not doing well, and so there's all those logs from the trees, and then all the mulch that you see on the ground there was mulched up from the rest of the trees. My husband is very ambitious. He says he's going to chop all of that into firewood for us. So he said he and the boys will. I'm sure the boys are so happy to be recruited into that. But we'll see. There certainly is plenty of wood out here to get for the campfire or for a fire. We don't have a gas fire pit. We just have one that you have to put logs in. What have you been working on, Jess? We haven't seen you on YouTube in a while. Are you still doing the bags for your website? I should have worn my other glasses. I can't see with these. I went to the eye doctor this week and they gave me, I have a new eyeglass prescription in the works. They said it takes about 2 weeks. So I just have to be blind for the next 2 weeks. I always used to tease Jess because she's very good at making bags and she has really, really nice designs for her bags. So I used to call her the bag lady. It was not meant as an insult. It was a very, very high praise compliment. Oh, we all miss you too, Jess. We definitely love to hear what you've been up to, what you've been working on, if you still have your website going. I know it's hard. It is hard to manage everything. I know things we're making Thursday doesn't seem right. It's your jingle. And I don't see you anymore. Same thing with Jenna. Jenna has been there since the beginning too, and now she doesn't come on very much. I know she's really busy with her job. I think she got a promotion and everything. It's very peaceful here, Jess. I feel really lucky to be where we are. Our previous house, we bought this like right around the pandemic. I can't remember if it was 2000 or 2001 that we bought this house, but we lived in town before this, which still isn't saying much. It's not like where I live is a big town or anything, but we were a lot closer to our neighbors when we were in town. And not, not that I don't like people or anything, but it is kind of nice to be spread out and to have space and not have to worry about being too loud or not have to worry about really too much. Nice to be able to come out and take a small walk in the woods. You'll have to let me know if you see any bunnies or squirrels or deer or anything. Like I said, the deer probably won't come, but might see little critters. I chased a rabbit away. I actually wasn't chasing it. It ran away from me. But when I came out here, there was a rabbit just right out here on the path. And as I walked in, it scampered away. Oh, thanks, Donna. Enjoy your dinner. enjoy that you're gone. I'm glad we could be out here today. Last week when I was on, it was drizzling, and I didn't want to take my recording stuff out in the drizzle, so I just did it from my back door. Hi, Great Granny. I'm glad you're here. Everybody's kind of quiet, so we're just kind of sitting and relaxing and enjoying nature. I think I was imagining when I was going to do this kind of live out in the woods, I was imagining it more with the other view, like turning my camera this way. But on lives, you can't do that. Or if you can, I don't know how. So you don't get as much of a view. I mean, you can see trees and stuff, but let me see if I can. I'm going to turn it and see if it works. Let's see. No, it's telling me I have to go back. So, yeah, so it's not quite the view that I was hoping for. But you can still see it's the woods. I have come out here before with a book and just sitting here rocking, and next thing you know, I'm falling asleep. It is peaceful and relaxing out here. Thank you, Great Granny. I agree. This is a wonderful place to be. I feel lucky that we're able to be here. And it's nice and cool tonight. I said earlier I wasn't sure what the temperature was, but it feels like it's probably in the high 60s or low 70s. So it's pretty nice. Jessie said she thought she would fall asleep out here too. Yes, it's very easy to do. I hope everybody's okay with just kind of like peaceful crocheting together. I don't have any big news or anything crazy to talk about tonight, so this was just kind of hang out and enjoy. Jessie says it's okay. Good. Good. I'm glad it's okay. Has anybody crocheted with beads before? I saw somebody on YouTube doing a blanket with beads in it, and it turned out to be a weighted blanket. Like they sewed the beads into, like they crocheted it into the blanket, not like they didn't make a pocket of it and like sew them into a pocket. They were actually like putting them on the hook and putting them into the stitches. I was curious if anybody had done that before. You have to use a small hook for that. And I think if you were doing a weighted blanket that way, it would take forever. That's what it seemed like anyway. Do you get bears at the bird feeders? I have never seen a bear here. I know there are bears in Pennsylvania, but over here, like this area, there's not really any bears. I think the biggest thing I've seen are deer. Yeah, luckily. I think that would be scary to have bears around. Do you have bears out your way? Do you have to worry about that, Linda? Jessie said, not yet, but I've been wanting to. I want to try crocheting a shawl with beads. Oh, that would be pretty. I've been seeing those blankets with beads. Yeah, they seem like those blankets would take forever. And you know, a weighted shawl would probably not be a bad idea either. Like if you were doing it for weight, or if you were just doing it for decoration, that's pretty too. But a weighted shawl would be an interesting thing. Great Granny said, what are you making? I came in late. Oh, okay. Blessed to Crochet. Hi. I'm so glad that you could stop in. This is just really low key. We're not talking about anything crazy, or, you know, I have no life-changing news or anything like that. We're just hanging out in the woods and working on our projects. Great Granny asked what I was making. I'm working on my things we're making Thursday. We're doing wearables. So this is the shirt that I'm working on. So it's starting to come along. I don't know how well it's showing up. Just needs some length because I don't want that much belly showing. Yeah, well, I hope you guys will stay, you know, even though it's just like there's nothing crazy going on here, just kind of chilling out, listening to the birds, working on our projects, chatting about whatever comes up. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is the pattern the top-down pattern that I really like from Crystal from Hook That Yarn. If you watch Things We're Making Thursday, I'll have the pattern in my description. It's free. She did a live video tutorial on how to make it, and then she has a PDF in the description of that video, which I do have linked in my Things We're Making Thursday, where you can print it up. But basically she tells you how many stitches for your measurement. So you measure around your head so you know how big to make the top part that you put your head through. And then she has you measure certain parts of your body as you're going along. And then you write them down in the PDF that you've printed up. And then it tells you how many stitches for your measurement. And once you write that down, you can make the perfect shirt every time. You know exactly how many stitches to do every single time. So that's why I've made so many of these shirts, because they're always a perfect fit, and I know exactly how many stitches to make because I already have it written down. Linda said it's very scary when the bears come close. They love birdseed. Oh, yeah, that would freak me out. I hope we don't start getting bears around here. I know there are bears in Pennsylvania, but really not around here. Beaded fringe on scarves is nice. Yeah, I bet that is. Got my wheels turning now. I think you have to have a small hook though, or like beads with big openings. I have to see what's out there, because that would be interesting to make something with beads. I don't think I could do a blanket though. A weighted blanket would be fun, but I don't want a project that's that time consuming. Great Granny C says I'll have to try that shirt. It's nice. Yes, I highly recommend it. I've talked about her design so many times just because it's so easy. Like once you watch her video and you get the gist of how to do it, and then you print the PDF and write down your measurements, you have that forever. I have made probably about, I showed them on Things We're Making Thursday. I think there was something like 4 other shirts. This is the 5th one that I've made with this design. This one will be the 5th one that I've made using that design. And I know I'll make more because whatever yarn you use kind of switches it up too. And you can make it short sleeves, you can make it long sleeves. You know, I could attach on here and make it long sleeved if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but you can decide how long you want it to be. You can use whatever stitch you want. I'm doing this one in half double crochet, but I've done it already in double crochet, and I tried it also with the crunch stitch, and that gave it an interesting texture. So you can make that same pattern over and over, but it could look different every time just by the yarn and the stitches that you use while you're making it. Hi, Michelle. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming into this live. And Jess said, what size hook do you use with the size 1 yarn for the shirt? Well, I am using an I hook for this. I don't know if this is a 1. When I was using the 1, I want to say I used an H hook. I still use a hook that's on the bigger side because I like it a little bit lacier. Apparently I can't hold on to my hooks. But it's really whatever you want. I have also kind of like, I'm a little nervous about going down too small since I already have the number of stitches marked out. And if I make the hook too small, I'm worried that it will change the sizing of the shirt. So I tend to either stick to H or I. This one I'm doing right now is an I. I don't think this is a 1 weight though. This is probably a 2 or a 3 weight. I don't think it's 4. And then Blessed to Crochet said, we have deer and hopefully the bears step away. Yes. Yes, that I don't want to have to deal with bears. Somebody that I work with, she has a cabin somewhere in Pennsylvania where they do get bears. And she said one day she was on her back patio and a bear was wandering close. She doesn't think the bear saw her, but she saw the bear. And she said she made herself really big and made a really loud sound, and it scared the bear away. And I thought, I don't know if I would have the guts to do that. I don't want to get into a fight with a bear. Jenna, we were just talking about you. Were your ears itching or something? I can't believe it, Jenna. It is so good to see you. Jenna and I were lucky enough to be able to meet in person once. I told her if she's ever in the area again, she's got an open invitation. Her husband and my husband get along, and we haven't met your boys yet, but if they're ever along, I know my boys could keep them entertained. Yeah, Jenna, we were just talking about things we're making Thursday. I said it doesn't really seem the same anymore because Jess doesn't do it anymore. And she's the one who created the jingle, and you don't do it anymore, and you are just one of the ones who have been there from the very beginning. Great Granny C said, I'm sorry, I need to look closer. I don't have my new glasses yet. I'm working on Dee's Creative Hands Hippy Dippy Bag Contest. Cool. I'm running 7 different yarns together. Oh my gosh. It's slow because I got to get surgery on the hand. Just thought I would share what's on my hook. That's awesome. I'm so glad you did. I think earlier everybody else was kind of getting on and talking about what they were doing, so we missed it. But that's cool. I think I saw something about the Hippy Dippy bag. That's pretty cool. Jess and Jenna said that they need to come back. You do. I feel alone now. And so it would be so fun to have you guys back. Yeah, I was working on a pattern earlier today for this band. I'm going to call it the hippie headband. but this is just the prototype. I think I really want to make it thicker. So, I'll keep this one, but in my imagination, I imagined it bigger. When I was doing the chains, of course, sometimes it's hard to judge by the chains because it does get smaller after you've chained it. But I thought it would be plenty wide, but I really want it to be something that's like, real. I've seen some, not crocheted, but I've seen some that are exactly what I was thinking of. I think they're more like handkerchief-like, where they come up like this, and then you have your hair kind of messy on top and some braids coming out the sides. So that's kind of the look I was going for. So that's why I kind of look like this now. But I think I'm going to do the same design, but just do it thicker. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe sometime next week I'll be able to get the tutorial for that out. I was born right around the end of or like middle to end. I don't know when do you think the hippie era ended? I was born in 72, so early enough to be named after a flower, but you know, too young to actually be a hippie, but I think I would have been kind of hippie-ish if I was in that era. It's still going on, Great Granny said. Yay, it's still going on. I'll have to get some bell bottoms. I have a hair straightener, so that'll work. Let me know if it starts looking too dark for you. I didn't go too deep into the woods because it is actually, once the leaves came in for the summer, I realized how dark it is out here. Even when it's bright out in our back door area, when you look into the woods, it's still dark in the woods because there's so much coverage here. So if it starts getting too dark for you, let me know. We are all just a bunch of old hippies. I'll take that. I kind of like the hippie thing. We can have our own crocheting commune. If you just popped on, we're just kind of chit-chatting here and there, but this is mostly just kind of laid back, crochet together in the woods, enjoy the birds and the sounds of the woods, and just quietly enjoying each other's company. I said if we could all get together, it would be fun to throw on the fire pit and roast marshmallows and crochet together, but we'll just have to pretend for that since we're not all close enough to do that. The birds are really chirping tonight. They're probably saying, when is that lady going to get out of our woods? Leave us in peace. Does anybody have exciting plans for the summer? Jenna said she loves the birds chirping. I do too. She was over here. She knows what it's like out here. What are you working on, Jenna? I know that you're doing you always do a lot of crocheting. Blessed to crochet. Have to go moderate another channel. Have a great night. I'm so glad that you came to visit with us today. Thank you, Blessed to Crochet. It was good to see you. Thanks for coming on. Great Granny says, I do 3. Jenna says, I've been working on a C2C Miami Dolphins graphic for a gift. It's huge, so it's taking months. Is this the one that you showed earlier on your channel? I know you came back for a little while, and then I haven't seen you for a while. You were showing, I think there were a lot of people who wanted that blanket. Or was that a different one? Was that a Buffalo Bills that you were doing? You do a nice job with those. Do you make up the patterns for that yourself, Jenna, or do you buy a pattern or find a pattern for that? You buy the patterns, okay. Have any of you guys been watching Battle of the Stitches with Teresa and I? We're looking for people who want to be a guest for a month, a guest creator for a month. We have somebody for July and somebody for August, but we're open after that, September on, if anybody wanted to do that. You don't have to decide tonight, but if you wanted to, if anybody was interested in that, just shoot me an email. Haha, Jazz. If you want to, just send me an email or something, because I can give you the stitch. We're going in order in the book that we got, so I can send you what the stitch is, and you can have a few months to prepare a pattern for it. because the earliest that we have available is September, so that would give you time to work on that ahead of time. It's not like a last minute thing. Oh, this is kind of nice. I feel like I'm getting a dent into this. Getting a little length. Got a couple rows in. A couple of rounds. Jenna said, I just started designing a tank top last night. Not sure it's going to end up, but I have a slight idea. Oh, that's exciting. If it works out, you'll have to share the pattern. It's nice. I think making your own clothes is nice because you can just make it to be exactly how you want it to be, how you want it to fit, and how you want it to look. I love that. I always kind of felt sad that I never learned how to sew, but I've heard that it's so expensive now. By the time you uh, the buy the materials and sewing machine and all that stuff and your time, that it's actually pretty expensive to make it yourself. And I mean, we have the time and materials cost factor too with crocheting, but it's something I already know how to do. Don't have to learn a new skill. Jess is excited about it too. Yeah, you'll have to wear it and show us. Well, and guess what? That's perfect for things we're making Thursday, Jenna. We're doing wearables this month. You can talk about how that's going. You don't have to finish it by the end of the month. I know you're a pretty fast crocheter, Jenna. You would probably get it done. Jess said, I used to be so nervous about wearables, and now I love making different tops to wear. I'm glad we did. Last year, Jess and I did Wearable Wednesday, where we worked on wearables just to try and get better at it. And I'm glad we did that because it really helped me too. I was always nervous about wearables. I was afraid about sizing and all of that. And sizing still is kind of tricky, but we've figured it out. And I've seen all different kinds of ways that people put together their shirts. So you can, it kind of helps if you wanted to design one yourself once you've tried different patterns and seen how they get put together. And then, of course, Crystal from Hook That Yarn came up with this hot top-down design. That was definitely a game changer for me. Trying to decide if that clicking is crickets. I thought they were toads, but it kind of sounds like it's coming from up, not from the ground. Sometimes you can hear woodpeckers back here too. If we start hearing owls, then we'll know it's late. There's a new one. Well, it is starting to actually get dark here. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I'm starting to have trouble seeing my stitches here. So I think I'm going to put the stitch marker in, and then we can call it a night. I've been on for an hour, so an hour of nature sounds. But it was really, really, really fun hanging out with you guys. I want to try and do this as much as I can this summer before the weather changes, before school starts back up. before marching band season starts and everything is a whirlwind. Let's see how's it going. Yeah, it's getting a little bit longer. So yeah, it was nice hanging out with you too, Jesse, and everybody else who's on. I had a lot of fun. Stay tuned sometime this week for the hippie headband. It's gonna be wider, but probably the same stitches. I loved it too, Jess, and I'm so glad you popped on because it's been a long time since I've talked to you and a long time since I've talked to Jenna too. Maybe we can do an outside live together one night. That would be so fun. Can't wait for your next live. Jenna, get in touch with me and we'll schedule that. I think that would be awesome. So you guys take care and I'll see you in the next live. I'll do one next week sometime. I know, I miss you too, Jenna. You gotta come on more often. If you're ever in this area again, definitely stop by. Have a great night, everybody.